Hey guys, I'm back with a really quick and simple hairstyle. Starting on freshly washed and detangled hair, I'm going to spritz my hair down with some warm water. And then I'll be taking my favorite leave-in, which is the Garnier Fructis Sleek and Shine leave-in. And for my moisturizer today, I'm going to be using Lotta Body's Coconut Shea Moisturizing Milk. And to seal in everything, I'm going to be using my sweet almond oil. And to further smooth out the ends of my hair, I'm going to be using an old school Tangle teezer that I got at Sally's for a few years ago. But you can use a wide tooth comb or your fingers, whichever you prefer. And I want my hair to be as smooth and tangle free as possible because I'm going to be French braiding my hair. Now listen, I am not a braider by any means, so all you braiders out there, don't judge me. I know some people like to braid on stretched or blown out hair, and I probably should have done that. It may have made the process a lot easier, and especially since my hair was damp and in its curly state, and I had a band-aid on my thumb, I kind of struggled through the braiding. But you're just going to French braid all the way down. And I'm going to detangle again since I did kind of tangle up and knot my hair. I want to make sure that my braids are as smooth as possible so when I crisscross them and pin them up, they'll lay down a lot flatter. For the front section, I'm going to repeat the same detangling steps. I'm going to spritz it with warm water and make sure that I get any knots or tangles out as much as I can. Since we'll be perm rodding the front, I want to make sure that it'll be as smooth as possible because I want the curls to turn out nice and neat. Once I'm finished detangling, I'm going to split this section into two sections. Since I have fine hair, I wanted to create an illusion of a lot fuller and thicker hair. And I figured if I had more curls, then I could fluff it up and make it appear a lot fuller than it actually is. Spraying a generous amount of Lotta Body setting lotion, I'm just going to spritz each section, and I'm going to make sure that I comb each section out to make sure there aren't any knots or tangles, especially at the ends, because I get a lot of fairy knots on the ends of my hair. To begin, I make sure that I wrap the ends of my hair at least 2 or 3 times and smooth it out or over the rod before I start rodding the rest of my hair. And I'm going to make sure that I keep the hair pretty close and taut, especially like in the center of the rod, because I want my curls to be kind of tight because I know that this style will fall and I don't need the hair all in my face, so I wanted to keep it as taut as I possibly could. And I'm just going to repeat this step on the remaining of the hair and making sure that it's pretty taut at the roots of your hair as well, so that way your curls won't look sloppy or loose when you take them down. I sat under the dryer for about 40 minutes and left the rods in overnight. Once I've removed all the rods, I'm just going to loosely secure it out of the way so that I can get my edges together. And to smooth out my edges, I'm going to be using my favorite gel, which is the Eco Styler Argan Oil Gel. And a little goes a long way, so I'm just going to use a little bit and smooth down the edges. And once I'm satisfied with my edges, I'm just going to go ahead and grab my scarf and get ready to wrap. Taking my scarf, I'm just going to start in the back of my head and bring it up to the front, and I'm going to crisscross it and tie a knot as though I were tying shoelaces. Once I've created the knot, I'm going to go ahead and create 2 loops. And once I pull the loops through, I'm going to leave a bit of the edges hanging. Once I'm satisfied with the 2 loops I've created, taking the 2 edges that are hanging, I'm going to twist them and tuck them into the scarf. With the edges of my scarf secured and tucked away, I'm going to go about fluffing up my bow. I really wanted a big, cute bow, so I'm going to do as much fluffing as I can. Now, if you have any gaps or any loose spots as you see here, you can go ahead and pin them in place with bobby pins. I did a lot of pinning and fluffing and tucking in this style. And once you're satisfied with the way your bow is looking, you're going to go ahead and move on to unraveling the curls. And I am horrible at unraveling the curls. I tried to do my best, but it wasn't working out, so I just rolled with it. And you want to make sure that you do this properly so that your hair won't be frizzy, but I don't mind a little frizz. Here I'm just using a pick for additional volume and fluffing. And I'm going to use a bobby pin to lift the hair and to give more volume and to kind of get it out of my face. And there you have it, a quick and simple style. Now the next go around, I'll probably use a stiffer fabric as far as my scarf, and I'd probably do bigger curls, but overall, I really enjoyed the style. And I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. Thank you all so much for watching. Till the next time, take care and God bless.